What's up, pals? Welcome to another episode of the Your Random Pal channel. And today I'm in Smyrna, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, to check out Duncan Imports. Now, Duncan Imports has got two locations. I bought my fire truck, my 85 Datsun, from the other location out in Virginia, Christiansburg, Virginia. That's a much larger location, but this one here is a much newer location, and it's closer to my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, so shorter drive. But anyway, Duncan Imports is known for their JDM, Japanese domestic market vehicles, which they have plenty of. But in addition to that, they also have quite a few classic American cars and Euro cars. So I'm gonna go on in and check them all out. All right, so let's walk on into the Duncan Imports. And what do we see? It looks like my car, the Nissan Figaro, in the same color as mine, Loppy's gray. Although this one cosmetically, it's in a lot better shape. I've got some rusty areas and typical spots, like right up in here on my car, and then little bitty rust spots kind of along the trim. So this one is pretty mint as far as, you know, the shape. It doesn't have any visible rust that I'm seeing. You know, you find these cars in various stages of condition, but this nice clean one right here, and it's got the stock wheels on it. And looking around over here, this is an actual K car. This is a Suzuki Cappuccino in this bright red, little bitty wheels on it, really small little car. This is a 92 year car. You can see this Suzuki right here on the rear window. And these things were really kind of peppy for what they are. A small car, small engine, but you could probably do a lot with this thing. And then let's go check out the showroom. Got a nice waiting area here. Drag your girlfriend or wife with you, and she can sit in here in comfort and look at a magazine or her phone. But here's the showroom entrance. And check out all these beautiful rides. All right, so first car we come to is a classic American car. Now this is a 1956 Dodge. It's a custom Royal Lancer, and as you can see on the windshield, one of 500 made, and it's only got 75,000 actual miles. So here's your chance for a rare classic American car. It's got the wire wheels and white walls. There's a lot of white cars in here. Let's check out the rest. This is a classic Mitsubishi 3000 GT, which this is American version because it's left-hand drive, but you would see the Japanese version be right-hand drive. It'd be called the GTO, even though it's not a Pontiac. Moving right along, you got your classic Honda, the Mazda RX-7 with rotary power. And this thing is kind of interesting. Let's see what this is. It's old Datsun. You don't see Datsuns like this these days. It's an 82 Datsun 200 SX. So these cars in here, you'll see a lot of them that just you've never seen before. Got them parked very tight in here. There's one of the Pike Factory cars. Now I have the two of the four Pike Factory cars, I should say. The Figaro's one, the Nissan Pal's one, and that is the Nissan Escargot, which is basically a snail shape, and that's hence the word Escargot. Some of these vehicles I'm not even familiar with, so there's always surprises here. This is a Daihatsu. You don't see Daihatsu much. I remember as a kid driving around and seeing a Daihatsu Rocky. That was the only Daihatsus I really seen growing up. So this one here is a JDM one. It's a 1990 Terios. And let's take a look on the inside here. You can see it's right-hand drive, 4-door, and it's got a hatch. I don't know how much space is back here, probably not too much. Now here we have a Honda NSX. Yes, that's right, Honda, not Acura. because this one is a right-hand drive one. So that's Japanese domestic market. And as you can see, it's got the H emblem on it and not the Acura, the A one. This is a 1990 Honda NSX. This is the one's a V6 with an auto. I prefer manuals myself, but this is what they've got in here. But I've been to the Virginia location as well, and they had both the American version Acura and the Honda, the Japanese domestic version. So sometimes you can pick and choose. Here's another JDM car right here. I believe this one is it's a Nissan Stagea. Yep, that's what I was thinking it was. It's got an interesting spoiler on the back. And check out that exhaust pipe. So if you're a wagon kind of person, this would be the one to get. Manual transmission. And let's go across here, because a lot of people watching my channel are Firebird fans, so they do have a Trans Am out here. This is a 4th generation Trans Am, an early 4th gen. It's a 95 V8 with an automatic. And let's see what else is out here. We got some nice Toyotas. This is old Celica right here. This looks like from the 70s. Here's the newer version from the 90s. So this one is a 1980, so I was close. Right on the verge of 70s. Actually, wow, they do a great job at parking these vehicles because they're right up next to each other. The way they maximize their space here. This one here is a 1999 Toyota Celica GT. I remember as a kid, my mom looked at a red one. It was probably from the mid-90s, but it's a hard top. But she did not end up getting it. It was a little bit much money back then. But they are really cool. I love that design, and that's the design you remember as far as the rally cars. You played Sega Rally. You remember that body style Celica. Look at here, another white RX-7. And here's a classic truck, Datsun pickup. This one is a 1982. This one's extended cab, so you got jump seats in the back. And these little trucks, they get popular these days. People like the old Toyotas and Datsuns from the 80s. Here's a Mazda that you don't normally encounter. This is a Mazda Cosmo. It's a 1990 year. It's got this very pale yellow paint job on it with a brown interior. Looks like leather. Yeah, the steering wheel, it looks pretty luxurious inside. The side, it kind of reminds me of the Chrysler Maserati TC a little bit on the side styling. And here we have the Japanese version of the car I showed you just a little bit ago, the 3000 GT, but this is the GTO, the Mitsubishi GTO, not the Pontiac GTO. And Ferrari also used the 3 letters as well, GTO. Just another little tidbit of information for y'all. As you can see, it's pretty much the same, other than the steering wheel's on the opposite side as far as the looks of the car. Now Dodge actually made a version of this too called the Dodge Stealth, so there's also the Dodge version of the 3000 GT. Some of these you can quite tell they look like they're the American cars, like this Lexus, but this is actually a Toyota because they don't use the Toyota, or they don't use the Lexus brand in Japan. It's all Toyota. But as you can see, this little fender mirror kind of gives it away that it's Japanese domestic market without looking on the inside. You can see the steering wheel on the opposite side here. This is really cool. Reminds me a little bit of the James Dean car right here. A little Porsche. It's already got a number on it. It's ready to go racing. This is a 1994, so it's a Volkswagen Porsche kit car would be the deal here. As you can see, it's got the Porsche emblem on the back. These kind of kits, they're pretty popular because this car right here, this old Porsche body style, people just love it. And let's see the specs on it here. So 1994 Porsche 356 Speedster replica. It's got a 4-cylinder and a 4-speed manual. Moving right along, this is the Charger you don't usually see. This is the one that it's just not common. People didn't really collect it. So this is like a mid-70s, I think, Charger Daytona. Look at that. It's beautiful inside. This blue interior matches the blue accents on the car. Let's see what year it is. It's a 75, so right on the money, mid-70s. You see the round headlights. Everybody wants a Charger. They either want the modern ones that are the 4-door, or they want the Dukes of Hazzard kind of ones, like a 69, maybe 68 or 70 Dodge Charger. But they got one of these 75 Chargers here. And look at this. How many people know Volkswagen makes trucks? You got this, basically a German El Camino right here. It's a little Rabbit, I believe. Yeah, Volkswagen Rabbit, 1981, 4-cylinder, 5-speed. So for y'all Volkswagen people, this would be a cool one to have. And check out that interior. Wow, is that beautiful or what? That's like a time capsule in there. That is quite nice looking, if I do say so myself. Let's check out this little Honda over here, because I already tell it's JDM. Got the turbo Ronell wheels. I really like those wheels. Makes it really different. You look at it like a normal little Civic, but it's not. It's a JDM. It's a 95 Honda Civic Shuttle. And another time capsule piece. I mean, look at those seats. Those cloth seats with that very subtle multicolor pattern, just kind of like lines that are really faint in it. Got the racing steering wheel. Nice little hatchback. And it's 4-wheel drive. And here's a really cool pocket rocket. You soup them up, it's a little CRX. But this is the JDM version right here. Just love the patterns on the seats. It's like it's got like black and plaid. Let's see what it's actually referred to as. It's an 84 Honda. I guess they call it CRX in Japan as well. There's a lot of the Hondas, Nissans, and Toyotas. There's a Z car right here. There's a Fairlady Z 300ZX, basically. And here's a Toyota. You would first say it's a Lexus, but it's JDM. Oh, this is nice right here. It's another Stagea Nissan. I like the front end on that one. It's cool. It looks like they got quite the selection of them. There's another one there. So if you're a wagon person, definitely come out here and check all these rides out. You might find one you fall in love with. Or as the British call them, shooting brakes. Now let's check out the Mitsubishi. These little things are interesting. This looks like a rally version. This is the Pajero Evolution. So they got quite a bit of a price tag on them, but that's because they're this rally version of the Mitsubishi Pajero. Very cool, little 2-door. It's kind of a somewhat small SUV, but it's high. It sets up pretty high, as you can see, compared to some of the other ones here. And there's a Mazda Proceed. And we got the old Toyota This one's a Hilux, so it's like a Land Cruiser, but JDM. Let's check out the Mazda Proceed. It's not a common one. Yep. Look at that pattern on the seats there. That's definitely the 90s. And here's what you would call the Isuzu Amigo, although it's called the Isuzu Mu in Japan. It's kind of a weird name and a funny name. Myself, I like the Amigo name better, but it makes it kind of funny. I don't know what the symbolism is for an Isuzu Mu. I don't think they were thinking of cows. Here's something that catches my eye. This is old Toyota that's kind of celebrates one of their early day cars. It's a 1996 Toyota Classic. It's a very rare car, Japanese domestic market only. They didn't make a whole lot of these, and it's modern because it's a 96, but it's got this body like one of their original cars when they first started making cars. You can see got the modern wood trim, automatic transmission. So it's a retro style, and check it out. They got not one, but 3 of them. So you kind of got your choice. This one's got the more hot rod style wheels on it. Each one of them probably got a little bit of difference there, here or there, but very similar. I mean, they all have red interiors. The wheels there and the wheels on the first one I think are about the same. And then we got the Japanese limousine right here. These are the luxury cars all in this corner here. You see these curtains on them. They're pretty neat. Which one is this one here? It's got the, look at that, it's almost like a Firebird emblem on this one here. This one here is the Toyota Century. You can see the cloth, the frilly things on the seats there. Got a cool emblem right here between the front and back doors. And there's also a similar version Nissan came out with called the President. These are Toyota Centuries right along through here. I don't know if they got a Nissan President. We'll kind of walk through here and check. As you can see, these luxury cars, they're not complete unless they have the cloth over the seats. The little, what do you call those things? I can't, dollies or something. That's what it reminds me of, a little dolly that grandma would make or something. You see more curtains on this one here. You can see the wood trim. A lot of buttons on these ones here too. And like a lot of Japanese domestic market cars, they have mirrors on the fenders. And this is also like a, what they call a parking stick. That was a accessory on the Nissan Figaro. Got a lot of Toyota Centuries. And they are cool. I imagine the Japanese Mafia like these cars, these and the Presidents. The Yakuza, I imagine they like them a lot. And here we got some mini trucks, and here's a classic car. So Mercury. This one's only got 10,000 actual miles on it. It's a 51. So all your hot rodders watching my video, you like not into the JDM stuff, you might want to come down and take a look at some of these American classics they have here. Now the Virginia location, it has a lot more vehicles, but you know, like I said, this is closer to me, so that's why I decided to come on down here. I was at the Lane Motor Museum earlier, so hit one place up and hit up another place. But go to the one in Christiansburg, Virginia. It's huge. And let's check this out. This is a Mitsubishi Delica van. These are neat little small vans, but they are quite roomy. are just like really narrow, you know. And it's a four-wheel drive, but you see these Delicas, usually they're four-wheel drive. And here are the Toyota Soarers. These are kind of interesting vehicles right here. Look kind of like a Toyota Cressida in the front. That might be what they're based on. Now moving on to some Toyota SUVs. We got a diesel one here, Land Cruiser, but Japanese domestic market. This one, I really like the graphics on this. Is a Blizzard. It's an 86 Toyota Blizzard. This, like, to me, is like a 80s version of the Toyota RAV4, about size-wise and everything. And here we have the Daihatsu Rocky. I was talking about that earlier. So I actually remember as a kid seeing these driving on the streets. That's like the only Daihatsus I ever remember America getting. This one is a Japanese domestic market Rocky here. And right next to it is a classic Jeep, although it's right-hand drive, so it's probably the Mitsubishi Jeep. Yep, 1975 Mitsubishi Jeep. I'm sure some of y'all didn't know that Mitsubishi made a Jeep as well, and it looks just like the old Willys Jeep. There's also an Indian company that makes vehicles just like the old Jeeps called Mahindra. And in one of my videos where I went to a Pontiac museum up in Michigan, Pontiac, Michigan, they had a Mahindra. But this one, this one would be fun to take to a little Jeep club because it's a Mitsubishi. They wouldn't expect that, that's for sure. And this one is powered by a 2.4 liter four-cylinder with the 4-speed manual. And here we have the G-Wagon. Old Mercedes from the 90s or maybe early 2000s. It's the 95. This is what people like Brad Pitt would drive around in, the Hollywood celebrities that wanted a SUV and, you know, show off and stuff like that. This is the Gewinde wagon, I think is what the G stands for. Wagon, something like that. But this is a G320. It's got a 6-cylinder and it's an automatic transmission. And here we got some, these look like pug nose vehicles here, mini trucks. Let's see what kind of mini truck this is here. This is a Daihatsu. It's a newer one too. It's 2023, so it's almost brand new. And there we have the, looks like the Midjet. You can see they're funky looking. I'll go around and see those here in a second. Those are one of the most funkiest looking mini trucks you'll ever see. Let's see what this thing is, a Honda. So this is a little pug-nosed Honda, a Honda Z. Got two of them right here. So let's take a look at these little Daihatsu Midjets. This one here, it's a 96. And this is if you don't want a passenger, you don't want to give people rides, if you got people asking you for a ride, well, you don't have to worry about it with this thing because it's only one-seater. So you don't have to worry about people wanting a ride from you if you had one of these little things. And you got some room to haul your topsoil in, bags of topsoil and stuff. And this one here is more like a little almost like a little van here, but same styling in the front. You got your cover over the tire here. And this one is a 98. Almost got like a half seat in it. So this one you probably could take a passenger with you. It's got an automatic transmission, whereas the other one's a manual transmission. Here's a little Suzuki Sport Utilities. I don't think they caught on very well because most people, they want more than 2 seats in a sport utility. So this is kind of like a sporty sport utility. Got a spoiler on the back. Looks a little bit car-like in the back, but it's It's a little bit sporty. These are Suzuki X90s. Well, this one's a JDM version, but it's still called an X90. All right, I know we got Fig City behind me, but there's some other cars. Let's just take a look at this Supra real quick first. There's a Supra there, and there's a Supra here. These are quite popular. They're really gone up in value, and I would say the Fast and the Furious franchise helped it a lot. This is 99 Supra SZ, and this is automatic for $42,000, and $42,333 is this price. These cars are probably more desirable in a manual transmission. Let's see if this silver one has it. That one's a little bit darker color gray. This one's an automatic as well. So it's a 93 Supra. A little bit more money, $55,555. But this one is twin turbo here. Now check out La La Land for all you Nissan Figaro or Pike Factory car enthusiasts. They got quite a few here. The other place in Christiansburg, Virginia, I think they had about 50 when I was there eons ago, back in 2018. But they got quite a few of them here. They're 3 deep. A lot of Lapis gray, some emerald green. This is another one here. This is a light blue. Now these cars, if you're not familiar with them, they represented the seasons of the year. They come in 4 different colors. So this one would be, let's see, spring would be green. This would be summer. And this would be winter. And then the fall one is called a topaz mist, which would be this color one right here. This is a topaz mist. That represents fall. Alright, so 3 deep, 4 rows wide. So you multiply that, that's 12 Figaros right here. Plus they got the one in the showroom. So they got 13 Figaros for you to choose from. Although they only got the one topaz mist. So that's the rare color anyway. But let's move along. Here we got the AutoZam AZ1, or the Suzuki car. This is a Suzuki car, which is the much rare rebadged car. If you're not familiar with these are K cars. So they got that special tax classification in Japan, and they have gull-wing doors with the little half windows, just like a DeLorean. These are a very interesting styling to them. Like it's got the little offset hood scoop there. The engine's in the rear, little mid-engine 3-cylinder turbo, and with the Japanese tax classifications being a K car, it had a restriction on the horsepower and the size of the engine. So tiny engine, it makes about as much power as you can make under that tax classification of a K car. And you can see the Cara name on the back, which is, it's very rare. It's a rare car anyway, but to see the Suzuki branded version, it's a lot less common. Here we have the old Fiats from back in the day. This is a Fiat 600. Usually you see a Fiat, it's a 500, but this one says it's a 600. And although this car is tiny, the Honda Beat has got it beat. Let's just say that. There's another Honda Beat and another, well, that's a Cappuccino right there. But the Honda Beats, as you can see, they're a lot shorter than the Fiat. Maybe just a smidge wider though. They do have a wide stance. Now here's the 2 Cappuccinos. They got the one in the showroom, so that makes 3 Cappuccinos. So if you're a coffee lover, you may just want to buy one of these little Suzuki Pocket Rocket Cappuccinos. And here we got what you would say is a rally car, a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution. And these cars, like this color here, reminds me a lot of the Subaru Impreza rally cars. They're competitors. So if you want the Mitsubishi version, they got it. I don't know if they got any Subaru versions of it. This is It's interesting. This reminds me of a UPS truck on a small scale. It's almost like a kid's version of a UPS truck. It's a 1991 Daihatsu Mira. It's only got a 3-cylinder, but it's made it to a 4-speed manual. So this thing would save a lot of money on gas delivering packages. Check that out. It's only got the 1 seat, but it's very spacious. Yep, it's already brown, so all you need to do is put the UPS logo on it. We got another Honda NSX, as you can see. Honda, not Acura. There's some European cars. You got the BMW Z3. My dad has one of those. Porsche Boxster. Then you got into the British cars, the original Mini Coopers. This one's a 1996 Rover Mini, so it's quite new, even though it's got that old styling on it, but it's not the BMW new Mini Cooper. And true British car, right-hand drive. Just love that color. It is beautiful. And we got another more modern Mini Cooper. I love the flarings, how it goes over the fenders, widens the car. It's a 93 Rover Mini. Here's some fire trucks. I bought my fire truck from the other location, my 85 Datsun DMD 21. These are Toyotas. It's a Toyota Hiace. So quite a bit different styling than the fire truck that I have. It's a 4-door. And here's where all the equipment goes. Now my truck has one of these things that slides out. I believe they maybe had a water tank or something back here. I kind of think these little trucks are for fighting brush fires. They got a lot of clearance to them. Good utility trucks. And in this corner we got some more Mitsubishi Delicas. Little all-wheel drive off-roading vans, because you can see they've got a pretty high profile. That's compared to this Nissan Skystar here, which is basically like a Frontier. Let's check this Skystar out here. This would be something I would be tempted to buy if I decided I wanted to get something else instead of the fire truck that I have. I like this setup here. It's got a bed in the back. It's 4-door, manual transmission, right-hand drive. It checks off all the right things just for me. That'd be a cool one to have. Here we got a bright red RX-7, a golden Mazda Miata, right-hand drive one too. So if you're an old Miata club, you want something different, get the Japanese domestic market version. We still got some more vehicles to cover. We got a Pajero Mini, so it's a little bit smaller than that one I showed you, the Evolution, sets lower and stuff. So if you wanted a miniature version, it's pretty cool looking. And here we have a Nissan Pal in the same color as mine, my YouTube channel mascot. This one's an automatic. Mine has a rare 5-speed manual. Looks like the only Pal they got here. Let's look at some of these other cool rides here. Now here's the Skyline GTR. It's a V-spec. This is one of those ones that everybody wants, these high performance Nissan Skylines, especially after the Fast and the Furious movies. It's the 1996 model. Here we got another one here. Let's see what year this one is. This is 1995. Also a V-spec. Like it's got a tack up there on the gauge. Looks aftermarket. And another Supra over here, JDM version. And here's the Integra Type R, but it's the Honda version, as you can see, not the Acura, because they don't use the Acura branding in Japan. And look, they got two of them, two white ones. Take your pick. Another one, three white ones. A little bit of choice when it comes to interior color though. And let's check this one out. There's a Honda S2000 JDM one. These cars have really been kind of going up in value here recently. They didn't make the S2000s for very long, and it's a nice sporty car, and it's really a reliable car. Plus the Fast and the Furious connection. So if you wanted a S2000, get this one here, JDM version. Let's see what year it is. This one is a 1999, so that's pretty early in the run. As I remember, these seem like they were mid-2000s cars. And here's a cool truck behind me. Kind of reminds me of my own Datsun fire truck that I purchased from Duncan Imports. But this one is a 1995 Nissan. This is like the hard body, but Japanese domestic market, as you'll see. Right-hand drive. These squared up trucks are very popular. Don't see them as much anymore, but they're very desirable trucks. This one looks virtually the same as the American market one, other than the configuration of where you sit and drive. Got a couple more little cars I want to show you before I end this video. Here's a little Honda City Cabriolet. It's a 1995. They're kind of squeezed in here, so a little bit hard to get around to show it to you, but interesting. It's kind of got a boxy shape to it. And here's the front of it. As you can see, it's parked very close to this other Honda Civic shuttle. And here we have the Toyota Serra. Now this one's got interesting doors on it. It kind of, styling wise, it isn't as bold, I guess you could say, as some of the cars, but the doors are butterfly doors. Take a look at it. You can see the glass just runs all the way up here, and it's hinged, so it's not gull-wing doors, but it's butterfly doors. And this is the car that the McLaren F1 was patterned after, is a butterfly door concept. And look on the inside. I bet that thing would be hot in the summer unless they got some kind of shade thing, which I think they come with some kind of shade inserts. I could be wrong about that, but I think they do. And you got this big glass hatch on the back. Let me see if I can make my way over to some of the other. There's another Toyota Serra over here. Is a black one. And what do we got in the corner here? It's a Nissan. Let's see what kind of Nissan this one is. This one's a Sunny NX. You can see it right there. And here's the other Toyota Serra. Now most of these Toyota Serras you see are automatics. So if you find one that's a manual transmission, it's very rare. You want one like that, grab it up, because they didn't make very many manual transmission ones. These both of them are automatic in here. Getting the Super ready to drive. Take a look at that engine. This one's a twin turbo setup. Well, pals, that is a wrap for today's episode at Duncan Imports, their Nashville location, actually in Smyrna, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. So come check them out. They got really cool cars. Even if you're not into the Japanese stuff, they might have an American car or maybe even a European car you like. So come check them out. But anyway, it's time to end this video. if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing, because you'll get to see more and more of my cool car content. I check out car museums, car shows, and do some other random stuff. But anyway, until next episode, don't worry, be random.
And if you never ran to miss another random car video,
remember, ring that bell. Ring that bell.